Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we're journeying back in time to explore one of history's most fascinating and enduring stories, the profound connection between the legendary King Solomon of Israel and the ancient kingdom of Ethiopia. This isn't just a tale of two distant lands, it's a foundational narrative that has shaped the identity, culture, and faith of a nation for millennia.
So, how did this extraordinary relationship begin? Our story starts with a figure of immense power and wisdom, the Queen of Sheba. While her exact origins are debated by historians, Ethiopian tradition identifies her as their own queen, Makeda. The Old Testament tells us that the Queen of Sheba, having heard incredible tales of King Solomon's unparalleled wisdom, decided to see it for herself.
She wasn't just a casual visitor, she was a powerful monarch on a diplomatic and intellectual mission. Imagine the scene: a grand caravan laden with spices, gold, and precious stones, traveling hundreds of miles from the Horn of Africa all the way to Jerusalem. This was a monumental undertaking, a testament to the queen's determination and the legendary reputation that preceded Solomon. She arrived not with flattery, but with hard questions, ready to test the king's celebrated intellect. According to the biblical account in the Book of Kings, Solomon answered all her questions. There was nothing too difficult for the king to explain to her. She was utterly astounded, not just by his wisdom, but by the prosperity and order of his kingdom, the magnificent temple he had built, the food on his tables, the efficiency of his court. She declared, "The report I heard in my own country was true, but I did not believe the reports until I came, and my own eyes had seen it. And behold, the half was not told me." Now, this is where the Ethiopian national epic, the Kebra Nagast, or the Glory of Kings, picks up the story and enriches it with incredible detail. Written in the 14th century but compiling much older traditions, the Kebra Nagast is the cornerstone of Ethiopian national and religious identity. It tells us that Queen Makeda stayed in Jerusalem for several months, learning from Solomon about governance, philosophy, and faith. According to the Kebra Nagast, Solomon was deeply impressed by the queen's intelligence and beauty. He desired an heir from such a remarkable woman. One night, he tricked her into breaking a vow she had made not to take anything from his house without permission. The story goes that he served her a spicy, salty meal, and late at night she awoke, desperately thirsty. Finding a pitcher of water, she drank from it, at which point Solomon appeared, declaring she had taken the most valuable thing, water, without his consent, thus freeing him from his own oath. From this union, a son was born. After Queen Makeda returned to Ethiopia, she gave birth to a boy named Menelik, which means son of the wise man. He was raised in Ethiopia, learning the ways of his mother's kingdom. But as he grew into a young man, he became curious about his father. He longed to see the famous king he had heard so much about. So Menelik journeyed to Jerusalem. When he arrived, the resemblance to his father was so uncanny that the people of Israel immediately recognized him as royalty. Solomon welcomed his son with immense joy and celebration. He honored him, taught him, and begged him to stay and rule Israel after him. But Menelik's heart was with his homeland, Ethiopia. He was determined to return. Seeing his son's resolve, Solomon agreed, but on one condition: that Menelik take with him the firstborn sons of the elders and priests of Israel to establish a new kingdom in Ethiopia founded on the same laws and faith. This was a monumental decision. It meant transferring a piece of Israel's spiritual and intellectual heritage to a new land. And here we arrive at the most dramatic and pivotal event in the entire narrative. According to the Kebra Nagast, among the young men who accompanied Menelik back to Ethiopia was Azariah, the son of the high priest Zadok. In a secret, divinely inspired mission, Azariah and his companions switched the real Ark of the Covenant, the sacred chest containing the 10 Commandments, with a replica. They then smuggled the true Ark out of Jerusalem. The Kebra Nagast describes the journey back to Ethiopia as miraculous. The caravan carrying the Ark seemed to fly, lifted and protected by the power of God. When Solomon discovered the Ark was gone, he was distraught. But he realized it was God's will for the Ark, and thus God's presence, to move from Israel to Ethiopia. This event marks the transfer of the divine covenant, in the Ethiopian view, from Old Israel to the New Israel of Ethiopia. This is why, to this day, the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church claims to be the guardian of the Ark of the Covenant. They believe it resides in a special chapel next to the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Axum. A single dedicated monk, known as the Guardian, is tasked with protecting it for his entire life, and no one else is allowed to see it. This belief is not just a fringe idea. It is a central pillar of their faith, deeply woven into the fabric of Ethiopian life. This story of Solomon, Sheba, and Menelik has had profound and lasting consequences. First, it established the Solomonic Dynasty, the line of emperors who ruled Ethiopia for nearly 3,000 years, ending only with the deposition of Emperor Haile Selassie in 1974. The emperor's legitimacy and authority were directly tied to this divine and royal lineage, tracing all the way back to King Solomon. Second, it shaped Ethiopia's unique form of Christianity. The nation adopted Christianity as its state religion in the 4th century, making it one of the oldest Christian countries in the world. But their faith retained distinct elements from this Judaic heritage, including practices like dietary laws and observing Saturday as the Sabbath, alongside Sunday. The Kebra Nagast itself became a sacred text, solidifying this identity. The narrative also cemented Ethiopia's perception of itself as a chosen nation, a second Zion. This powerful sense of divine destiny has helped the country maintain its independence and unique culture for centuries, notably being the only African nation to successfully resist European colonization during the scramble for Africa. So, while historians outside of Ethiopia may debate the literal accuracy of the Kebra Nagast, its cultural and historical importance is undeniable. It's a story that beautifully blends history, faith, and legend into a powerful national epic. It explains the origins of a dynasty, the foundation of a faith, and the soul of a people. The relationship between Solomon and Ethiopia is more than just a footnote in history. It's a living tradition that continues to inspire and define a nation. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible historical journey today. What part of this story do you find most fascinating? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the amazing stories that have shaped our world. The Queen of Sheba and King Solomon, a legendary encounter. The Ethiopian secret, how a queen challenged King Solomon. Welcome, history buffs and legend seekers. Today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and enduring stories of the ancient world, a tale of wisdom, power, and a legendary encounter that shaped nations. We're talking about the formidable King Solomon and the enigmatic, powerful Queen of Sheba, whose journey from the heart of Ethiopia changed history forever. King Solomon, son of David, ruled a vast and prosperous Israel. His wisdom was legendary, attracting scholars, merchants, and rulers from every corner of the known world. His wealth was unfathomable, his temple a marvel, and his court a beacon of knowledge. But far to the south, beyond the scorching deserts and across treacherous seas, lay the powerful kingdom of Sheba, and at its helm, a ruler whose intellect and ambition rivaled even Solomon's, the Queen of Sheba. In Ethiopia, she is known as Makeda, and her story is not just a footnote in Solomon's life, but a vibrant, pivotal chapter in her own. Legends say that Makeda heard whispers of Solomon's unparalleled wisdom. Intrigued, perhaps even skeptical, she resolved to test him. This wasn't just a casual visit, it was a diplomatic mission, a quest for knowledge, and a challenge of minds. She assembled a magnificent caravan laden with precious gifts, spices, gold, and rare gemstones, treasures fit for a king. When the queen finally arrived in Jerusalem, the city buzzed with excitement. Solomon, known for his lavish hospitality, welcomed her with grandeur. But Makeda wasn't there for feasts and flattery. She came with hard questions, riddles, and philosophical queries designed to truly gauge the depth of Solomon's famed intellect. For days, they engaged in profound discussions. The queen challenged Solomon on matters of statecraft, philosophy, and the mysteries of the universe. And according to the ancient texts, Solomon answered every single one. His wisdom was indeed as vast as she had heard, perhaps even greater. Overwhelmed by his sagacity, the queen declared, "The report I heard in my own country about your achievements and your wisdom was true, but I did not believe these things until I came and saw with my own eyes. Indeed, not even half was told me. In wisdom and wealth you have far exceeded the report I heard." But the story doesn't end with a simple exchange of wisdom. The bonds forged during her visit transcended mere intellectual curiosity. While the biblical account is subtle, Ethiopian tradition, particularly the Kebra Nagast, the glory of kings, tells a far more intimate and transformative tale. The Kebra Nagast recounts a profound love story. It details how Solomon, through a clever stratagem involving water and an oath, consummated their relationship. From this union, a son was born, Menelik I. Menelik I would later return to Jerusalem as a young man to meet his father. And it's during this visit that the most incredible part of the Ethiopian legend unfolds. Menelik, with the help of some loyal Levites, is said to have brought the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred chest containing the Ten Commandments, from Jerusalem to Ethiopia. According to Ethiopian Orthodox tradition, the Ark, known as the Tablet, still resides in Axum, Ethiopia, in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, guarded by a solitary monk who is its sole keeper. This legend is not just a captivating story, it forms the very foundation of Ethiopia's national identity and its deep connection to the lineage of King Solomon. It asserts a direct descent from King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, lending immense prestige and a unique historical narrative to the Ethiopian Empire, right up to Haile Selassie I, who claimed direct Solomonic lineage. Whether you view it as historical fact, ancient legend, or a powerful myth, the encounter between King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba and its profound reverberations in Ethiopia remains one of the most fascinating narratives of antiquity. It speaks of a queen who defied expectations, a king whose wisdom transcended borders, and a legacy that continues to inspire and mystify to this very day. What are your thoughts on this incredible story? Do you believe the legends? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more historical journeys, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Thanks for watching and see you next time.